All right, Taurus, this was so interesting to me, the way that this came out, and just reading the two of them together was like, wow. And this is only going to be for some of you. You are giving up and giving into something that you know is not good for you for a temporary fix, or something that's only going to be temporary. So let me explain. Ecstasy, yielding, rapture, and bliss. And then you had the altar priestess show up as a challenge. Preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. Now, as a challenge, though, what stuck out to me is it says, have you allowed someone to dishonor you? Have you failed to stand up for your beliefs in order to get something that you want? When you look at that with ecstasy, ecstasy is talking about surrendering. Not just surrendering to a higher power, but surrendering to someone, but allowing yourself to get caught up against your better intuition or your better judgment, losing yourself in this kind of feeling and losing control. Now, that may be for some of you. On the other hand, if we're talking about surrendering to a higher power here, you need to start paying attention to, your intuition. And don't second guess yourself. But ecstasy is very specifically about giving in to that feeling in order to have bliss. But you're running the risk of losing yourself. And it's like you're willingly doing this, right? And like I said, it's only going to be for some of you. All right, Taurus, here's your overall. The Two of Pentacles. So with the Two of Pentacles, yeah, we are talking about, managing things here, being flexible, but we're also talking about you possibly trying to keep a situation going, right? But we'll see here. And in the past, you have Jon Snow. So the Knight of Swords. Now, I look at that and I look at these images, and what I think is it's not so much about, communication here, but being quick to act and maybe being a little bit too reckless. And now you're in a position where, you acted too quickly towards something and you're trying to keep the situation going here. But with the Knight of Swords, definitely it's direct, harsh truth. One of the things that I say about this is to the Knight of Swords, it doesn't matter about getting a response. There is something that needs to be said. Now, for some of you, yeah, it's absolutely, a really harsh truth being spoken here. But regardless of that, it's like I still want to keep this going. Okay, in the present, the King of Cups. And I can understand that, right? Like, you may have been dealing with somebody who has been very harsh, very direct, very blunt. You may have been, a little bit too quick to act toward this situation or against them. The King of Cups, I feel like, is going to be the other person you're dealing with. Male, female, doesn't matter, water sign. Sorry, guys. But I need to see how he's connected to your environment. But with him being there, like, it would make sense that, if somebody is like all of a sudden becoming emotionally available, you're like, oh, can I keep this situation going? For some of you, it's very simply you need to kind of get control over your own emotions before you speak again, or before you make a choice to act. But, the Two of Pentacles could also be saying that you may have been a little bit too flexible for somebody, which is possible here. Okay. All right. Future conditions, the Knight of Cups. And again, I understand. Like, all of a sudden, here this person is making themselves available. And with the Knight of Cups, you're definitely talking about somebody who is, wanting to have that emotional experience or connection with you. So there may be an offer coming through from this person here. They may not have acted that way before. I think that, for some of you, though, you may be dealing with a person who's been very direct with their communication with you. They may be offering you something, but, is it something that you can fit into your life, right? It just depends here. But the thing is I'm going back to the Oracle cards, and I feel like you're giving in. Like you're giving in to somebody based on the way that they are acting, and the way that they are responding to you in an emotional way. your best path to follow the star. So you deserve better, right? But then we're also talking about, you know, having hope restored here in a situation. Things could be going much better. This could be a situation where, you know, you can figure this out. You can do this. You can make this work. You know, I kind of see it as both. I think for some of you, you may have been, you know, too quick to act towards a situation with a person. They may have been really harsh with you, but now all of a sudden it's like they're a different person almost. They may have like regretted some of the things that they may have said to you because of the Knight of Cups following this. But then on the other hand, I think that, you know, whatever happened in the past, it's like, I almost wonder if this person feels bad, because I look at this Knight of Swords and I think, you know, he's probably thinking there was another way that I could have done this, you know, or that could be the way that you're looking at it. You know what I mean? But with the star being the best path to follow, there is reason to hope, or there is a reason to believe that there will be healing with the situation and things will get better. Wow, Taurus. In your environment, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so if you're dealing with a person here who is trying to repair like a relationship with you, whether it's romantic or not, here with the Eight of Pentacles, they may be putting in a lot of effort here, a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. Now you may be looking at it going, it's going to be a lot of hard work to keep this situation going. You know, are you willing to put in that kind of effort? I think that this person is, just because I'm looking at the Knight of Cups coming out after this. Now, granted, normally with the Knight of Cups on its own, you know, we're talking about somebody who doesn't really think before they act. But if they're coming from a place of, you know, emotional maturity, I really do think that what they're doing is following their heart here, you know, or like I said, this could be you. But with the star being there, this is still a hopeful situation now, which is a good thing. But I also feel like, you know, given the oracle cards, some of you need to make sure that you're trusting yourself in this situation, you know, and don't back down from what needs to be said though either, right? Depending on what happened in the past. Wow, man. Your hopes and your fears, the Eight of Swords. And that's just, you know, basically you, especially with the Two of Pentacles going, I don't know, there are still, you know, these thoughts that I have that are keeping me stuck in whether or not this is a situation that can work, you know. Now, I go back to the Knight of Swords, and I think that, I really do, I think that this person may be kind of like looking back at the way that they acted and the things that they have said. I kind of think that they realize that that's where it put you, was in this place of the Eight of Swords. Like, you can't get past the things that were said, but I can't get past this and the progression here. You know, I almost want to give this person the benefit of the doubt. Like, they really are trying to come from a place of emotional maturity this time and showing that they are available. But yeah, with that Eight of Swords, it's like, I don't know that I can move forward with this. That, or we could be talking about how to keep the situation going if another person is, you know, still like not doing what they need to get out of a situation where they may be stuck, you know. But this, though, and then coming out the moon, and I think that's on both sides. But I almost wonder, with the moon coming out, if this person isn't being, you know, very realistic about how to move forward with you, especially if they need to put in some hard work here to get out of, you know, a situation where they may be stuck, which could very much be a possibility here. But with the moon coming out, you're talking about fear, anxiety, confusion, not understanding, you know. And then you have the Knight of Cups coming at you and the Two of Pentacles. Like, what do I do with this, you know? And then the Hangman, yeah, that for some reason you can't, like, it's just not, you need more clarity. I think that you need more clarity before you kind of, you know, decide to give into this. But I think that, you know, it's almost like I look back at Ecstasy and the Altar Priestess and think that may be a warning for some of you, especially if you're dealing with somebody who's trying to come from a place of emotional maturity but isn't really dealing with the things that they should be. You know, because I don't think that it's, I want you, I don't think that that's it. I think that they're pure in their intentions and trying to create hope in this situation, but you're the one that's trying to figure out how the hell is this going to work? How can I even manage this? But the confusion, though, with the moon and things not being real and being caught up in an illusion of emotions here, for you, you're being a little bit more practical, I think. But with the Four of Wands, especially with the moon, it's like we had stability at some point in the past. You had stability with this person here, but because of their actions that they may be looking back at now and going, I could have done things a different way. You know, it's almost like you're looking at it going, I don't understand. You were pretty dead set on the choice that you made and the things that you said. You know, so we could definitely be talking about a situation where, you know, somebody moved out here, which is possible with the Four of Wands, getting to a place where you felt like things were, you know, good, stable, like you had accomplished something here. But with the moon, it's like, I don't know what the hell happened with this person. I don't know what was going on with them. And then with the Empress and looking at the King of Cups, it's almost like they're wanting you to respond back in a way that is, you know, understanding and giving and nurturing. And I do think that there's a part of you that kind of has that feeling toward them. You know, but I also look at the Empress and I think, you know, for a lot of you, you may be looking at the situation as that it could be a very beautiful and abundant thing. But, you know, it still, you're the one, I think, that is coming from a practical place when it comes to this. There are some things that need to be worked on. You know, and you may be very caring, very giving, very understanding here, but there is something here that's keeping somebody stuck that's got to change, because with the moon, it's like, I don't understand. You know, I didn't understand what the hell happened in the past, and I don't understand what you're doing now if this is still an issue. But I still, you know, like, look at this. Now, for some of you, absolutely, it's going to be about you needing to focus on yourself and your own abundance and being able to enjoy your life. Are you comfortable with this situation, or are you just kind of like giving in, you know? Now, with the Hangman coming out, though, nothing is really moving forward here, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing if there isn't a whole lot of clarity, especially if they say one thing and then do another, with that Knight of Cups being there. I don't think that they're a bad person by any means. I think that they just made the wrong choice in the past, but now, you know, it's like, well, you made your bed and lie in it, but why are you putting me in the middle of this? You know? And I don't think it's about false hope. I do think that there's a reason to believe that, you know, the situation can be better here. But I also think that with the Star, you know, there needs to be healing for you. And a situation needs to be healed between you and another person before it can move forward. But it's like, with the moon, it's almost like they're not seeing it. And you're not understanding what the hell they're doing. You know? I don't think that they're a bad person. I just don't think that they can get their shit together on how they feel. And they're, you know, not willing to, you know, let you go, though, either. You know, I don't think that they can get past you and being involved with you, especially if we're talking about, you know, a relationship here. But yeah, you know, be careful with this situation. Make sure that you pay attention to your better judgment when it comes to this. And don't be so willing to kind of give in based on this feeling of wanting to have that kind of bliss and ecstasy. You know, because if nothing's going to move forward, then you're just putting yourself in a spot where you're not going to be happy. You're not going to feel abundant. You know, don't put yourself in a position where you're not going to be comfortable if nothing moves forward. And transition. Something needs to transition. Somebody needs to make a transition. But for you, the new path is going to require you to make that transition. But it's a risk. Is it a risk worth taking? Wow, Taurus, the hell is going on? And you've already taken a risk on this in the first place. But there is a new path. There is a new way, right? There is a new way to kind of like figure this out. But like I said, it's going to require you to make a transition in your life or them. And in the flow, good. Everything is smooth sailing. I like when this one shows up, because no matter what's going on, you know, everything is going to be fine. Everything is going to work out. And for you, it's just go with the flow. You know, don't fight against anything here. Don't expect anything, right? Eventually, this could lead to success. Looking at gates of triumph, but you need to kind of go with the flow of the situation, right? So even if you're dealing with a person who is confused here and is causing problems for you, there may still be, you know, a reason to believe that things can be better in the future. But I think that, you know, right now, as of right now, is not the time to kind of, you know, go after what you're feeling, you know. I do. Like, I really want to give this person the benefit of the doubt. I really do. But there are some things that I think that they need to take care of. And I think that you already know that. And I think that that's why you kind of fear that this situation is not going to go anywhere in the first place, right?